TransCanada is essentially offering landowners a one-time payment. That one-time payment is different landowner to landowner. You have to sign a contract saying that you're not going to talk about it. Some landowners have tried to kind of come together and get a lawyer who represents them. But again, all of this is just kind of added cost and added burden to them. When you have like wind farms or kind of other energy scenarios, the company that's using the land will do the right thing and give the person a lease every year, or even start to share profits with the landowner. TransCanada is not doing that. So this is really a lose-lose situation for landowners, but they're concerned that TransCanada, if this permit gets approved, will pull the eminent domain card. So right now they can't, although we are hearing reports that they're threatening landowners with eminent domain.
Okay, so that then is kind of that's kind of the mechanism then that allows the TransCanada type businesses to put these pipelines on private property, is by using the public domain card. Is that correct?
That's correct, yep.
Okay.
So if Secretary Clinton approves it, they can use that card. They can't until then, which is what's concerning us. So if any landowners are listening, they should know that TransCanada does not currently have eminent domain rights.
Okay. So today in the Journal-Star, or actually on Thursday in the Lincoln Journal-Star, there was the article came out that the EPA, the preliminary environmental impact study was not sufficient, correct?
That's correct.
And what exactly does that mean as far as, is that a big roadblock for TransCanada, or is that just kind of a speed bump?
It definitely is a roadblock for TransCanada. Secretary Clinton will be looking at what all the different federal agencies, because they all had an opportunity to weigh into the draft environmental impact study. So EPA is obviously a very loud voice and a very strong voice because they have such control and such deep knowledge and experience with these type of situations and scenarios. So, we don't want to see any of these Superfund sites, which, we had to experience when oil companies and other companies that were using chemicals were doing real damage to our environment, which is one of the reasons why the EPA exists. So it was definitely a roadblock for TransCanada. The EPA is calling on more studies that need to be done. They're also making a very clear case of why this is not in the national interest of the United States, which is one of the key indications that Secretary Clinton has to use in order to grant this permit.
Yeah, with a pipeline just going in, just starting up 2 weeks ago. Why didn't they make that first pipeline, larger? Why is it that we're having to why do we need a second line so soon?
Yeah, a lot of folks have been asking that, and it's, on some levels, it has to do with politics. And so, for anybody who's listening who thinks that politics doesn't matter, politics matters a great deal, and who we elect into office matters a great deal. So that first pipeline got into the ground and really got approved during the Bush administration when a lot of deregulation was happening with oil and gas. So, from our perspective, it got through on a loophole, and on a time when nobody was paying attention, and we're paying attention now.
Yeah, and then I'm sure what's going on with the Gulf and the big oil spill there probably I would assume makes this a little bit more of a pertinent issue. People can see what can happen if things aren't if oil companies are allowed to do whatever they want, and it just seems like we're a little bit more wiser than we've been.
Yes, that is 100% true. We organize on a lot of different issues, from immigration to health reform to Wall Street reform. And, we hold education trainings, when we are organizing on issues. And the pipeline is one of those issues that we have not had to beat down people's doors in order for them to come to the meetings. People are very engaged on this issue and really want to know more information. And I would say the good news is that members of Congress are listening. We have not seen a lot of movement with Governor Hyndman and our state senators yet, so we're hoping that maybe they will be refocusing on this post-summer. But both Representative Fortenberry and Senator Nelson both submitted letters to Secretary Clinton raising a lot of concerns and questions. So we think that is good news and a sign that this is moving in the right direction to stop the pipeline.
So that kind of goes to like, what exactly can we do now? I believe, is it still possible to submit things in, our opinions on the new impact study?
Not yet. So the part where we are communicating with the Department of State with the comment period, that period has closed. People can always send letters or phone calls or emails to Secretary Clinton at the Department of State. So you would just go on the Department of State website and use their email form. The other folks that people can be communicating with are Governor Heinemann, your two senators, Senator Nelson and Senator Johans, and then your representative. And in Lincoln, that's Representative Fortenberry. So those are kind of the elected officials that folks could be emailing and essentially raising questions and concerns about the pipeline. You can also sign the petition, which is on the boldnebraska.org site, and you can come to the Bold, Nebraska offices. We have yard signs that folks can take. They're free. We have bumper stickers here also that say "Stop the Trans-Canada Pipeline," so folks can come pick those up and put them outside the yard.
Yeah, I've actually seen a couple of those here around Lincoln, and it's got the kind of the clever slogan too. Windmills, not oil spills.
Yeah, that's on the other side.
That's very clever. I like that.
Yeah.
Now, last Wednesday, you guys had a summit, right?
Yeah, we did. We had a great summit with a great turnout. So we had almost 70 people in the room listening to the presenters. We brought in both national and state experts to talk about all the different aspects of the pipeline, from the environmental impacts, from the wildlife impacts, from the labor impacts. And then we also had over 370 people online watch it. So people are, very engaged on this issue and definitely got engaged with the summit.
Do you plan on doing anything similar in the future?
We are going to hold an event mid-August, and so people should watch our website for the information, where we're going to be delivering a yard sign to each of our members of Congress. We're having people sign them with messages, and we are going to deliver the petition at that time as well. So around mid-August, folks should watch our website to come join us and deliver those yard signs and petitions to the members of Congress.
All right, we're kind of winding down here. Would you like to give any final comments to the listeners here?
There is just one final thing that I'll say is that, there has been some folks that are concerned that if we oppose this pipeline and stop it, that, we're going to be cutting a lot of jobs in Nebraska. And we've done a lot of research around that, and folks should know that to build the entire pipeline throughout all of the states, it will take about 1,200 jobs. And only 100 or 200 of those jobs would be, so it's about 10%, would be given to Nebraskans. And those would only be for 3 months, and they would be very low-skilled. So this project isn't going to, take away long-term union jobs or long-term high-skilled, well-paying jobs. It's a myth that TransCanada is trying to put out there to help get people on their side. And it's a myth, and it's a lie, and folks should know that.
All right, Jane. Well, thank you very much. You can go to the website that Jane Kleeb edits at boldnebraska.org. Thank you very much, Jane.
Thank you. Thanks for listening, guys.
It's 3:23 in the morning, and I'm awake because my great-great-grandchildren won't let me sleep. My great-great-grandchildren ask me in dreams, "What did you do while the planet was plundered? What did you do when the earth was unraveling? Surely you did something when the seasons started failing, as the mammals, reptiles, and birds were all dying. Did you fill the streets with protest when democracy was stolen? What did you do once you knew?" I'm riding home on the Coma train. I've got the voice of the Milky Way in my dreams. I have teams of scientists feeding me data daily, and pleading I immediately turn it into poetry. I want just this consciousness reached by people in range of secret frequencies contained in my speech. I am the desirous earth, equidistant to the underworld and the flesh of the stars. I am everything already lost. The moment the universe turns transparent and all the light shoots through the cosmos, I use words to instigate silence. I'm a hieroglyphic stairway in a buried Mayan city, suddenly exposed by a hurricane, a satellite circling Earth, finding dinosaur bones in the Gobi Desert. I am telescopes that see back in time. I am the precession of the equinoxes, the magnetism of the spiraling sea. I'm riding home on the Colma train with the voice of the Milky Way in my dreams. I am myths where violets blossom from blood like dying and rising gods. I'm the boundary of time, soul encountering soul, and tongues of fire. It's 3:23 in the morning, and I can't sleep because my great-great-grandchildren ask me in dreams, what did you do while the earth was unraveling? I want just this consciousness reached by people in range of secret frequencies contained in my speech.
Drew Dellinger, spoken word poet, teacher, and activist, is also the founder of Poets for Global Justice and author of the collection of poems Love Letter to the Milky Way.